Hello.
Hi, it's Jerry and Lisa here. We're just back from church. And when you go to church, you sort of have the feeling of community.
Sorry.
More coffee.
Yes, I'm drinking
Yes.
coffee.
Yeah.
I don't want to get it on my pants, so I'm like drinking over here. Yes.
So that's our Sunday routine. Go to church.
Mass. It's usually 8:00. We had no power this morning,
Yeah.
so we went to 10:00.
Yes.
It was very noisy.
And then afterwards we go to Wawa and get a coffee.
Yes.
And then
And
come home.
sometimes we get an apple fritter. It doesn't have anything to do with living age-free.
No.
But you know what? I mean, we're not like...
That's age-free.
But
Because you can do that once in a while.
yes, I was just going to say that because we're not fanatics, right? Is that the correct, right? We're not crazy about, like, I don't know, we've heard of the way people eat, the stuff that they believe, and like, hey, have at it, whatever floats your boat, right?
Yeah.
Like,
age-free is the idea that you can live your life the way you want.
have more life in your years, right?
A discipline that keeps you healthy.
Yes, some discipline.
It doesn't mean you starve yourself or you
Yes.
have to do some kind of crazy things, but a little discipline helps, and a little reward is better.
I think discipline gets a bad rap. When you're disciplined about something, it gives you freedom.
Yeah.
And the other side of the equation, because you're disciplined about something, and that's giving you something, right?
Yeah.
It's usually giving you time back, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you think about that? If you're disciplined about, I don't know, it's like here, the statistic, if you go to the gym or if you exercise, it adds how many years to your life or something. I've heard that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Even just a brisk walk. Yes. There's an assessment you can take. It's not really an assessment. It's called BioAge assessment. It's free. And you can take that. Can we put down below how they can do that?
Yes, I can put the link.
We will put the link there. It just asks you a bunch of questions. It's all your information. Then they send you an email stating what they suggest, they meaning Shackley, what you should take.
Suggest.
It's a suggestion.
Suggestion.
So that's it.
But it's Sunday, so it's our day of rest and reorganizing ourselves.
Yes, it's family day.
Yep.
We've been trying to get our daughters to. They don't live very far from us. To come here. Did you grow up with where you? I would go to mass. It was 10:15. My father was a deacon. My mother sang in choir for decades. She had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful voice. Then we would go home and change our clothes, and we'd start cleaning the house. And my grandparents lived downstairs, and my grandmother would make spaghetti and meatballs, usually just with spaghetti, and Italian bread from next door. I lived next to an Italian bakery. And it was quick. And then we'd finish whatever we were doing upstairs in our house, cleaning, which was like a little apartment. And then I don't remember what the rest of the day was. Probably going grocery shopping or getting ready for the week.
Yeah.
And then in the summertime, my mother and grandmother, when the kids were little, and I would sit outside when I would be there with the kids, and we'd sit out back, and most of the garden most of the lawn was a garden, my grandfather's garden, with tomatoes and basil and pole beans and peppers and not much else. Mostly, it was really good stuff. Tomatoes from the garden are like the best, especially with fresh Italian bread.
Oh.
You toast the bread, and we would put like mayonnaise, salt and pepper, and then your tomatoes, and the juice from the tomato would like go into the bread. I don't know, maybe that doesn't sound appetizing. It was delicious.
Yep.
tomato sandwiches.
Mm.
Mm. Really good.
Yesterday, Lisa fried up, we had a couple of peppers in there.
Mm.
And she fried up the peppers and some eggs. And when I came home from the boat.
And some onions.
And onions,
you did the eggs.
Yeah, when I came home from the boat, I saw that and I said, you know, I haven't had a pepper and egg sandwich forever, ever. So I refried some of the peppers and got them warm and threw an egg in there and then some Parmesan cheese on top. And we had some crisp bread, Italian bread, and it was delicious. I mean, I can't remember when I had a pepper and egg sandwich, and it was really good. You know, some things you remember, some things come back to you, and just
remember the meatball sandwiches we used to get?
Yeah.
When we used to, I'm from Watertown, New York, and we used to go up to see my mom. Well, before everybody else passed away, we'd see everybody. But on the way, we'd stop in Syracuse, and we'd stop at the Columbus Bakery. And Jerry knows the story. The first time I was in there was with my father, because he went to Syracuse University. And I guess he used to go there a lot. And it was a joke that they never locked the door. And I actually took a picture of the place. It's been, it started in 1840 something, I think.
And they never put a dime in it.
Yeah, and we would, the next door was right next door.
Like
not when I went there,
deli.
it was a deli, and you'd get it was like half a loaf of bread, Italian bread, with 3 or 4 meatballs.
Four or 5.
It was like this. I'm not kidding. It was like
half a full loaf of Italian bread
with cheese.
They just cut it up, dig it all out. And then they would put the meatballs in there and the cheese in between and then the sauce over top and more cheese on top. It was huge. You know,
we have pictures. We'd share it. It was $7. $7.
Something like that.
$7.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah. Or other times we just get the Italian bread and
eat that on the way.
And start picking all a little piece, a little piece.
Flatbread. Oh my God, it's so good.
You know, it's like there's nothing like fresh Italian bread.
Nothing like it.
Especially right from that old time bakery. You know,
crusty.
A brick oven. You know, it's just like unbelievable.
They actually ship. Remember that? We found that out a couple of years ago. I did. They will ship you. Whenever we'd go there, remember people would put their orders in for the flatbreads.
Oh yeah.
They are so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's our Sunday,
yes.
Reminiscing Sunday.
Yeah.
And
I started to say we try to get our kids to come here and you know, to recreate the traditions, even just if it was once a month, to come here for
we're just trying to
Sunday
do once
dinner once a month.
Yep. Yeah.
We do see them, but not like
a family thing. They stop in and talk, drop off stuff, pick up stuff, you know, but not like sit at a table and have dinner in a family manner. Some things are gone. You know, it's tough to bring them back because everybody's a little busy. You know, but
I think that's I do
it's
think
a loss.
I think that's a big loss.
Big loss.
Because when we know when the people are gone, you remember. That's what you remember.
Yeah.
It's those everyday things you remember. Yeah, you remember the big celebrations, the weddings, but most of the time you remember the everyday stuff and the way people made you feel.
Yeah.
You don't. It's irrelevant what they did for a living or how much money they had. It's how they treated you, and that's why I wish we could do that like at least once a month. And they love it when we have celebrations, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. But just a regular dinner.
Yeah, I remember Sundays. We'd have a couple uncles that lived like on the other side of town, and
your mom was what, one of 11?
Yeah, and they would come and they would come over. Basically, we had a big family. We had five boys, and so my mother didn't really get out that much. But everybody would come over.
Poor mother.
Yeah, would come over and have coffee and bring donuts and cakes and things like that, and just chat for an hour or so. Just drop in, on a Sunday afternoon or late Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And I remember just sitting around a table and
Listening.
they would talk, and then they would talk in Italian. Again, my mother didn't have many opportunities to talk to it in Italian. And,
She didn't?
No, my father just didn't like them talking Italian.
Because he
when
couldn't
was there.
understand it,
Because he
right?
couldn't understand them. So he didn't like it. So they tended not to talk Italian when he was around. And we lost, our whole generation lost that Italian dialect. And it was never passed down or taught because they wanted to.
They didn't want to. My mother told me my grandparents who came here, 3 of them of the 4 came here from Italy. And she said, and I lived with my mother's father and mother. My grandmother did, she was born here in the U.S. She said they didn't want to speak Italian out. They wanted to blend, assimilate, right? But when they were at home, my mother's brother would come over, and he would talk to my grandfather, and the people around where we lived. They weren't really my uncles, but I remember Uncle Gus, and I could hear my grandfather. They always spoke Italian to one another.
Yeah.
We were surrounded by Italians. Italian bakery next door, who came from Italy. Then they sold it to an Italian family. I was surrounded by it. I grew up with a bunch of Italians.
An Italian neighborhood.
An Italian neighborhood.
Yeah. I did.
You didn't?
No, it wasn't an Italian neighborhood at all. It was a complete mix. But
Well,
there's
ours
only a
was
few
a mix
Italians.
too, but there were a lot of Italians.
Yeah.
More Italians than non-Italians.
We had an elderly family that lived on behind the alley from us, and they used to have they used to make their own wine, and a truck would come and drop off
The grapes.
cases of grapes, and we used to, after they're done, we used to take the case of the empty cases and the wooden cases and use them as scooters. Put them, make scooters, 2x4 and that you'd have a scooter. And then another house down had fig trees. They had huge fig trees.
Jerry used to steal the figs.
Always have all these figs. It
Did
was
you
just
steal the figs?
Absolutely, yeah. Used to, they'd be hanging over, so you pick them. And then and she would come out, start yelling, in Italian. That was where neighborhoods were real close together, and people knew one another, and all the kids were always played with each other outside.
Yeah.
It just, we had an alley behind our house.
You did?
Yeah, and just big enough for the trash truck to go through and pick up the garbage. Well, it used to have a belly in it.
A what?
A belly in them, and it would freeze during the winter. It was you would just run and slide on it. And,
oh, wow.
Oh, that's how I got this cut here.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Split my head open.
Oh, wow.
Sliding on the ice. But, yeah, hey, that's what we did. We were kids.
It reminds me when we went to Detroit for one of my distant cousins' wedding. There was an alley there also. That was my grandfather's brother's son who got married. And they were all a lot of Italians in that neighborhood. Tiny houses. That was the first time I ever had real ginger ale. I'll never forget it.
Can't find that
You
taste.
can't find it. It was like I've searched for that forever. And I don't know what the heck it was, but it was real ginger ale in these little tiny, like a jelly cup, right? Jelly glass. It was a little glass, right? That's how they drank wine. That's how my grandfather would come up from the cellar with his wine, and he'd give my uncle, his son, a little glass of his wine. Yeah, you know, my grandmother would make wine cookies. They were like tuddles, which is like a cakey cookie, crusty on the outside. Yeah, I've tried to recreate some of those recipes. I have some of them. My grandmother must have forgotten some of the ingredients. I've made things and think, it doesn't look like hers, doesn't taste like hers either. You know?
Yeah.
We've continued some of those traditions though.
We try.
Yeah, like the cuccidata that we make.
Yep.
Which is a pastry.
And now you're gonna go learn how to make biscotti.
Oh yeah, with Sally, yes.
Yeah.
I
Our
make
biscottis come out so hard.
Really hard. She thought it was too hard.
So really hard. You have to dip them. If you don't dip them,
well, that's the recipe.
Yeah, it's the recipe. I don't know how she makes them.
They are really hard.
But you're going to go over there and learn how to make them.
You just
You
just don't bake them that long.
No.
I think.
I don't know.
I guess
hers was baked all the way through, but it wasn't. It wasn't hard.
No.
It's got to be in the dough. But
probably. Yeah. 'Cause she said you either put too much flour in or you baked them too long. I don't know.
Yeah.
But.
So.
What time is it? It's 16 minutes. So
okay.
We're going to say goodbye.
Yep. We'll say goodbye. We'll put.
We'll be doing more and more of these.
Our contact information.
What is this? What is this called? This is we call this what? Life, health, and the open water.
And the open water. Yeah.
And everybody knows you have a sailboat.
Yeah. So.
Right.
So
it's about
that's
living.
Our life.
It's about living fully.
Yeah.
At any age, really enjoying your life, and not feeling like. Maybe as you get older, I felt like this. You know.
Getting older shouldn't stop you.
Yeah, shouldn't stop you. But a lot of people think they look at all the young people doing things. Maybe you don't think that, but I've seen it a lot. And you think, I can't relate. So that's why we do this, because, you know, we're not 30 years old. Or 40 years old. Or 50 years old.
Okay.
So, we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.